Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this afternoon. Got this thing running up, so we're good to go. My puppy's asleep, so that's good too. We're gonna give it a few moments for everybody to hop on. We're gonna go ahead and review the market, see what's going on. Gonna go ahead and check order flow and everything. And yeah, let my Discord know I'm live too. Let me make sure it worked on Restream. Oh, it did work. Okay, that's awesome. Oh, look, it even updated the thing. That's perfect. Okay, let them know since they're all hanging out in there. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, dude. Thank you for letting me know. Hold on. I could definitely turn that up. Hold on. How's it now? Is it better now? What's up? Don't worry about me. Thank you for joining. Okay, cool. All right. So, let's go ahead and just go ahead and kick it off. First of all, this was the one I talked about a couple streams on about going for lottos, and I never did, and here it is, just going exploding. Insane. This actually exploded just a little bit ago earlier, but let's go back to what we're going to talk about first, which is SPY. Nice little pop out today. We're not exactly in the clear, but everything looks good to me. I mean, we're still aiming for this final gap fill up there. Once we get that, we'll see what happens. As of right now, I'm going to go ahead and say we're likely going to come down. I would like this attack to go through, but overall, this is good. We just need to pass through about mid-July, and we should be good to go. So overall, this was a very good pop in general with SPY. Looking at SPX, we're still at the top of this range, so we really want this explosion to go through. So right now, just on SPX, this is the target up here, but we just need to do a little bit of work over here. Overall, Ichi structure is looking good. We're about to go. We did a little bit of fake outs over here. Once we can get that bullish TK over there, we should be good to go. Somehow Dixie's going up with everything, so we'll see what happens over here. This is more so just observations. We'll see what happens with Dixie. We'll get to Bitcoin. Let's scroll down to here. Let's actually look at tech stocks first. Do you have any Yeah, some people were mentioning that to me. Yeah, do you guys like my target for Roku? $400, or a little bit less than the guy who was saying 400, $399.92. But yeah, this is me for Roku. I'm gonna go ahead and see how Roku reacts over here. I completely understand people's hesitation over here with Roku, because if you look at it on a technical end, like this does look a little toppy over here. It is struggling a little bit, so you'd want a little bit more of a clear of a breakout. And then even over here, you still have a little bit of a resistance zone. So I could see why people would want to support this before they break out. And clouds are thin enough to where if we have some sort of failure over here, it won't look too good. And plus, we have earnings right around the corner. I hate earning plays. So we have 30 days until earnings. We'll see. But Roku, yeah, the argument about Roku is shit. I mean, that's fine if it's shit, dude. Things can be shit, but things also have consumer bases. This is a company that rose all the way up to $130. One way or the other, they did it. So if it's already like a big giant company to where whatever happens, it's either gonna get bought out. It's not gonna just fade away to the dust. Companies don't just get faded away like this. They basically get bought out and continue to pump. I don't see where it has no valuation at all. So that's my argument on Roku. I think it's going to pump. I have no complaints with my Roku TV. It runs fine for me. I have no issues. It's pretty easy interface. So one way or the other, I think that'll happen. So going through INTC. INTC is not doing too good now. It basically filled this gap and is coming back down. So we're back in the clouds right now. A little bit iffy price action over here. So INTC really needs to do some work over here. As far as price action is concerned, I'm just going to go ahead and extend this line out here. That's macro. Yeah, I mean, not looking too hot for INTC. AMD kind of fell out over here. AMD's back in the clouds, but back over the soft support over here, which was resistance, and now it's support. After stonks, during crypto, can you look into ETHUSD? Yeah, yeah, dude, I will definitely go ahead and hop around to crypto. I'm sure I can't stay away from it forever. So AMD, we're just going ahead and see if we can get back over this trend line. We have this little cloud right over here. So we'll go ahead and see if we can push through. This future cloud isn't going too well. The one thing I'm noticing overall is a lot of these earnings are coming up at the end of this week and the mid-month. And one thing I warned everybody was just watch out at the mid-month. If we're going to have some sort of reaction, I think it's going to be mid-month is when we're going to have some trouble with everything closing down and people not, a lot of places still not opening up properly. I don't know if it's going to affect anything. I'm just completely speculating. But as far as like the charts go and events go, it's not lining up too well. USO thoughts. That's a great one. We can go ahead and check that. I've been watching that one. So USO, okay, I don't know if this Ichi set up because of the price restructuring that it had, because it did have a price restructuring. But right now, as far as I'm concerned, it's meeting our Ichi qualifications for it. It's in buy the dip mode. You already want to enter it into the clouds. It's going to go ahead and hit the 31 over here according to this one. It's already aiming for the gap fill, opening up strong over here. If you wanted a little bit more confirmation, you could wait for this the lagging span to actually get into the clouds. Then you'd have a little bit more confirmation. But you're pretty much at a price compression zone to where if you want to go ahead and make a bet, make a bet. I mean, energy's not looking that bad. It's looking pretty good overall. It still has a little bit of work to do, but yeah, I mean, price is compressed to the end. It's time to pick a move. Right now, everything looks good to me where I would go ahead and bet on a move. Let me check USO over here. I get a little bit better. USO. Oof, daily is squeezed on the bands. So there's definitely going to be a price action move over here. So just watching the bands over here, not having it on completely over here. The price is very squeezed on here. What is everybody saying? Oh, hello, Dime. Hi, Dime. Dime, you should be on my Twitch, sir. Not on Periscope, but I appreciate you anyway, Dime. And everybody, thank you everybody for joining, man. Every time I see more people join, it makes me want to stream more, so I appreciate it. But yeah, back to this one. So tight squeeze over here on USO. You had the mid B bands up over here because this is comparing the daily B bands to the weekly B bands. So mid B bands line over here, highest upper line over here. So it's not looking too bad. We also have like the Tenkin and we're right above over here on support on the weekly Kijin over here, or Tenkin over here. So I mean, there's a bunch of confluence down over here, volume shelf down over here, volume shelf building over here, just ever so slightly. As far as fibs are concerned, I do have auto fibs on. I don't know if I'm doing them right because I'm just learning these suckers. But 0.618, we're on that kind of whatever line that is for you guys. So yeah, I mean, definitely there's going to be a move coming, so it's worth betting on. To make our bet a little bit better, let's go ahead and log in. This is a great example too, because like this is the kind of mindset that goes through on my head that whenever I see these kind of things. So like USO, price compression, so many things, and it's time to take a bet. So if it's time to take a bet, it's about me executing and figuring out probability in my favor. So I use this thing. Oh look, Genus. I know a bunch of people have been mentioning that one, and UPS. So I'm horrible at staying on one track. So I promise I'll go back to USO in just a second. So the one thing about shipping companies, with Hertz going out and the other company that just went out, these UPS and FedEx have like nowhere to go but up. Because if they can get their customer service, which already is better than the other two and most of the other places out right now, if they can get their customer service better and things just a little bit better, I think their stock has potential to go up. And that's merely just saying because I know from Amazon there's only so many carriers that are left that are being used. And Amazon's more so looks like they're leading towards their own carriers. So I think they're going to have to price restructure because those places are really expensive. So let's see what happens. And Genus, a lot of people have been mentioning that one to me. All right, back to USO. So USO's at a break point. Absolutely no flow. Let's go ahead and see if there was any flow earlier on. Yo, Courageous Heart. Yo, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub, dude. They're supposed to, oh man, I forgot. So I got a new computer, but there's supposed to be the Knight Rider theme song playing for you, dude. And it's not, but I got you. Okay, so let's do it from Monday. Okay. Not bad. So as long as nothing shady happens with USO, where like oil goes to negative or anything, this is actually not a bad play at all because it's 121.22 expiration. And my prior history with playing leaps like that, they're very deceiving. You would think that this isn't gonna move for a couple months. Like for example, I got these plays for 2 years out. Credit Susie bottom. It dumped on the bottom, and I saw flow come in, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's order flow, and it's meeting my criteria. It just dumped gargantuanly. So now it's flipping back over this 2016 support. At least it was trying to. And I got into these suckers like probably around here, so they kept dumping. But now they're finally like 140% up, and I wasn't expecting to make money for at least 6-7 months on that one. So that's the kind of capital I put in. I was like, shit, this is an investment, so I'm just gonna put in money to make money like way later. So for it to pop like 140% like in a couple months rather than like 6-8 months, I was like, wow, insane. So that's basically the kind of mentality I'm having with this kind of play. So you're seeing USO $35 strike. $35 strike is up here. Let's go over here. $35 strike. So the mid B bands is at 38, and we have this. I'm like pointing at the screen, thinking you guys can see it. There's this one. There's this volume shelf area over here, as well as the technical level over here, just like the bottom level. Hold on. Yeah, just like so many confluent levels over here. So that's probably about the mid-range over here. So if we do have a pop over here at some point, and these guys start getting in the money early, it's a little bit more expensive, so it's something you'd want to scale into, and it's a block play, so it's definitely a player that's scaling into it. But I really love the OI. It's 924 OI versus 300 volume, so you can tell it's not somebody with like 1300 volume, which is trading inside of there. It's a block player, so this is a perfect example of a block. A block player is a big player that's accumulating a position or has enough money to where they're not straight up buying, but they're buying in decent chunks. So 102K chunks. So whenever I say the difference between like Joe Schmo and like Bob the market maker, this could possibly be Bob the market maker. Who knows? He has 102K. Who knows how much more he has? Yo, Bagsy, thank you very much for joining, dude. Bagsy told me to go on this like diet, and like all he told me yesterday to eat was eggs. So like I'm starving on eggs. I'm waiting for day 2, brother. So I don't know what to eat today. I still haven't ate, man. Like I'm dying. Please DM me avocados. All I have is avocado ranch sauce. I guess I had it on pizza. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much a nice decent block play over here. But yeah, USO, this is like the only bet I'm really seeing. So if I was going to pick a USO play, I'd want to go ahead and pick a leap play. As of right now, the cloud structure is looking good. If you did want to have a stop loss, you can go ahead and put it on the Keygen over here on the 2693, 2650 level. But yeah, not bad. I'm surprised nobody gave me more tickers in here. Oh, the person asked for WKHS. Yeah, I heard about this one. It cured cancer, boys. Auto parts. It cured cancer. What is this? Workhorse. Is this like those workhorses that are like those construction ones? Why is there any justification for 700% and how long? What is this? 30 days. What the hell is this? Can anyone explain what this is, please? Is this that's a workhorse. Is this an electric vehicle company? Oh, electric vehicle startup. Okay. Wow, man, that shit's the hype. So for this one, for me personally, my macro time frames work pretty well on this one. So whenever I see this black line get into this green cloud over here, I'm gonna basically say this shit's gonna go down. And this is the earnings is at the end of August. Yo, there's no fucking way this goes any higher. Like, this is pretty much practically the top. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is the top. Let's see if there's any puts over here. There's no way this stays. Like, at the end of summer, I would say the price is probably gonna be like down over here. I mean, okay, the downward's a little bit harder to decide, but it's definitely not gonna keep going up. And there's gaps down here too. Bagsy. Let me see if there is anything. WKHS. I literally told myself, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna grab some water before stream, and I didn't. Yeah, dude. Order flow's bullish for this week. How disgusting can that be? Let me check lower time frames. Ew, dude, it really looks like it's gonna make another leg up on lower time frames. This is disgusting. Ah, man. This is really gonna pump more. Order flow 72% bullish. Hourly hasn't lost any sort of like major structure to go bearish on. So I guess the weekly does look a little ugly over here, but if this is an electric vehicle one and Tesla's just like moonboying all the way up, I don't know. Man, WKHS. Let's see. Let's see what the order flow looks like over here. I mean, this is a really good bet over here. Like, this is an amazing bet. $10 puts for $1.04, 821. When's earnings? When's earnings? Unless earnings don't matter in life. If the earnings don't matter in life, then hey, don't even listen. Just do what you want to do. But earnings is 811, and this guy is betting 35K, and it's a block player, low volume, high OI, or well, not high OI, but decent OI. Ah, man. So the way I would look at this would be, this is more so a sensible lotto. It's still a lotto in a sense, because it's not like it's not like those high risk lottos, but it's still a lotto because order flow is stating otherwise. But I'm also checking order flow. It's all short term, next week pumps or whatever they are. But this one actually doesn't seem like a bad play. If you think any sort of bearish play on this one and you think this is the top, like, this is the play to play, in my opinion. Not financial advice, none of the stream. If you listen to me, you're wrong. Yo, and I forgot to thank you. Yo, AntQZ, Q7, thank you for the follow. AimZ TV. It's like Bagsy TV, but it's AimZ TV. AimZ TV, thank you for the follow. MadHan03225. I appreciate the follow. I have to get these voices back up so I can listen to you guys. Okay. Yeah, that's basically my thing over here. So order flow, this gives you a decent amount of time. It's past earnings. I don't really know any kind of fundamentals, so if anybody wants to chime in as far as how earnings will react, I don't know if this company's made any money, and this is a speculatory pump. But this gives me the same vibes as BYND, boys. So assuming this looks like BYND, BYND went through the moon, okay? And then right around here is when people were like, why are they still valuating it higher? Why? So, I don't know. It kind of gives me those BYND vibes. But BYND ended up crashing really hardly. And now it's coming back for round 2 because everybody wants to eat fake meat. Because I can't find real meat anywhere. Like, literally, I go to any kind of meat place and stuff, and it's all shitty meat now. And places are going out of business because there's like a meat shortage. Not cool, man. Not cool. That's the one thing I've noticed as a trader with COVID, since I don't go out because I trade crypto and I trade options and stocks. So not going out, my deliveries have been a little bit more difficult to get done. Food has been very more difficult to get done. And food, of all things, like, I never thought that would come. Like, what? That's pretty much it. Everything else has been good. Tinder's been crazy. Nobody's going out. Okay, yeah, so that's BYND vibes on that one. I don't want to get into that one. Let's see. What else? What other tickers do you guys got? Do you guys have any other tickers for me or anything else you guys have questions about before I continue? I'm just going to probably continue while you guys write tickers. Okay, so tech stocks, NVDA nonstop, just going. There's low loss of structure on the daily either. This looks like it's going to go for another leg up. If you want to go for a little bit of a pullback, I think there's pullbacks maybe to 372, but right now that's soft support over here. That's minor to major trend support over here is 368, and then you have hard support as the Kijun over there. Overall, cloud structure is going good. This is just a recent breakout, and this is on a macro end. Let's go ahead and switch to the weekly. Weekly break is good. Let me check it over here. NVDA. Oh, dude, this is amazing. Like, just the strength of it is just so good. Like, nice little volume shelf forming over here. It's at the top of the bands. You got this little 1.168 as the target. So I would say, set it to 420. I'm trying to use fib, so look, just like fib support over here at the 618. Bagsy, how do you like the fibbing? Dude, I'm fibbing, man. Tesla puts. Tesla puts is probably a scary thing because I've seen tons of order flow for insane, stupid strikes. And lately, those insane, stupid strikes have been winning. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. This is retarded. Dude, I'll guarantee you guys that this shit pops up to that point. This is the weekly chart, okay? And this just popped up over here. There's boys in here betting millions and millions and millions of dollars on Tesla for September. Look at these lovely dated calls. September. Whatever the fuck happens, these guys are not going to lose money. I highly doubt they're going to be losing any kind of money. Man, look at these big plays that they're doing. Insane. Just all week long. Just 61% bullish, 40% bearish. If we go ahead and look at the dates as far as like long-term dates, all these guys are playing long-term plays that are playing like September, end of October. So there's a little bit of doubt in August. I mean, in general, the charts are a little bit sketchy in August, and I can explain why they're a little sketchy in August. The one biggest thing that's going on in August right now with most of these stocks is... Where is it? Maybe it's the weeklies. Okay. So you have this point which I discussed on last stream as well. So once we go ahead and fill this 330 area gap, we have this cloud structure over here which gets really sketchy. And this gets sketchy right in August. So August is going to be one hell of a odd area. So my advice would be, if I was going to give advice, which I don't give advice, but to myself, it would be, I mean, enjoy my profits, do whatever I gotta do. Probably, I would say, the second to last week of July, and get the fuck out of the markets, or at least go cash, or at least find something else to do. Try not to be in too many positions. That's me. Like, you guys can keep doing boys, whatever. But as far as risk management standpoints and what my indicators are saying, it's just August just seems to be a month to be cautious on and save my money and all my hard-earned profits rather than trying to do shit, chase shit. It'll all come to me. It's not a big deal. I'm already rolled out for like months out. So I'll be restructuring probably around, I would say, September in general for the next set of moves. But as of right now, we're good. What else looks like this? XOP is another one. You guys want to play oil so bad. XOP structure in general is very, very nice. If this ends up holding structure and this ends up going green and pulls a Kumo twist over here, this will be a really nice move, because what you'll end up seeing is something like this over here, and it'll go bullish TK and then start popping through and going up. So with it popping through and going up and pulling a move like that, notice how it basically, see how I drew it from left to right over here? Bottom structure over here after the dump. We tapped up over here and a little pushed out, fake through all these fake pushes. So assuming that same exact structure goes through again, we're going to go ahead and draw our line over here. A little bit of a cloud break over here, but overall this will be good, because if we look at, I don't have it logged in. I wonder if I remember my stuff. I wonder if anybody's retweet. On live commenting. This stuff gets more views later on, but that's okay. So let me see if I can sign in real quick for you guys. You guys, oh, that's just trying to pull up. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm in. Awesome. Shit, that's perfect. Okay. 1 second. It is asking for my 2FA. Just a second. Let me just enter my 2FA real quick and exit this out. Okay, cool. And I'm back. Hey, you guys like my background? Alright, so here is a place where you can basically break down these ETFs. If you guys are trading ETFs, it's something that's helped me a lot. For example, I'll see order flow for some of these ETFs, but sometimes these ETFs are harder to read and it's harder for me to understand them. So I like to go on Coifin and break them down. It basically gives you the weight rating of each of them and how much what ticker is worth what weight in each of these ETFs. So for over here on XOP, if you keep watching them, sometimes they do restructure these a lot. So it makes a big difference to see what's being restructured on here, and it just helps your chart. It just helps me in charting in general. So I can go over here and go to the 1 month returns in general and see which ones are starting to take off and in general over here, or even in 3 months, see which ones are popping off. So a lot of these in the 3 month area have nice returns. Year to date, they're pretty much shitty still. So I'm going to want to be looking at these losers and seeing which one of these losers are going to start popping up over here. APA. So this is the one that my friend got that paid group call from APA. He said did puts on here. Puts. Actually, wouldn't have been a bad idea actually this morning. Another one still intact. The trend. This is gonna keep going up. No stopping this one. Weekly. Where's the weekly at? Yeah. Oh. Weekly says there might be a little bit of a pullback. Probably. I would say if this structure holds up here, that'll be awesome. If not, it'll end up coming back probably around $1.22 for EA. TTD. This thing has just been an absolute killer. They like bought it down. They pushed it through. This like whole thing was dip bought. It's just monster moving, and I think it's gonna keep making all-time highs. This is one that you want to focus on those low time frame structures and worry about those more than the macros, because the macros are already blown out. So that's how you'd want to trade this one. I'm sure the options are through the roof now as well. What's on my watch list? Okay, so on my watch list is APHA. So here's another. Oh yeah, DKNG and Penn. Yeah, let's check it. Not looking too hot over here. It really needs to do like a ramp off of here and start exploding through. But at any moment, this starts getting into the clouds. Price action. I would say this is definitely going to come down to probably around 27. And if 27, 28 breaks, you'll see it go a lot lower. I don't know how low, but it's a big turning point the next couple days. Oversold on some levels down over here, but still, I would say it really, really needs to go ahead and push through and pop up. Let's see if there's any order flow. Bullish. Everybody is bullish. Sometimes it's hard to hear you. Sorry. Okay. Here. Now it shouldn't be hard to hear me at all. So wait, here, I got a question for you guys then. If I put it like this, do you guys hear a lot of background noise? Like this. Because I have my air conditioner on. That's why I was worried about. I didn't want to have my air conditioner on and... Okay, no big noise. Okay, cool. Alright, then I'll keep it like this. Okay, so DKNG, the order flow is pretty much bullish. I'm not seeing too much long flow. Look at this. 115 put, which isn't bad. I mean, it's a pretty smart play. It's a nice, decent hedge, especially when it's popped up. But I wouldn't do it down here. That's a really odd thing to do down here. But it's a block player with low OI play. So he's probably scaling in. Tons of money, too. $10 priced options. Insane. But most of this flow is short term. I mean, there's not really too much flow that's out long term. There's some over here, maybe up till August. So a lot of this stuff, if you notice, like a lot of this flow is leaning to August, and normally your take profit levels for August, like let's say you're saying these August plays over here and you decide to take these August plays, okay? I would say that Your August plays are most likely going to go start getting in profit the first week of August, if not this week right over here, which is the week before August. So I think a lot of these August plays are going to start popping off sooner, and more you wait until the end of your expiration date, more risk you're just going to go ahead and put on yourself for no reason. It's like take your profits up here and exit. Find out a different play, hedge. Like cash is your best friend. You literally cannot lose money if you're in cash. So whenever I see these things on, I mean, I guess the dollar loses value, but not in my bank account, not my spending power. That shit stays the same. I'm not in the 1980s anymore. I'm in 2020. I don't know what day it is, but it's 2020 here. And my USD stays perfectly fine. Doesn't matter how much I stay. Only time I lose money is when I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do this lotto. Let me tell you guys what fucked me this week. It's not expired yet, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna do too good. I went ahead and entered UUP lottos. I mean, it was lottos to begin with, but price action lag is just so annoying. So this is basically the US dollar. It was kind of a hedge in case the market crashes, which is a stupid idea because the market's not going to crash on Donald's watch. So I bet on this one. So it's basically just taking away my money by going sideways. So that's one of the biggest things. If you're new into options and you're trying to learn this stuff, you really super want to avoid anything that's kind of sideways lag. So if you can't handle chop in Bitcoin and you're trying to come over, like, you want to avoid chop the best you can. So that's when you stop trading. You don't want to trade chop in options unless you know how to do those other kind of plays, those spreads and everything. If you don't know how to do those spreads and anything fancy in other option land, like, don't even try to do chop plays. It's harder. The way you would do chop, I can explain how to do chop plays real quick. Marble's a great example. Oh man, dude, it's doing the same fucking thing. It's gonna break the fuck out again, dude. Marvel's gonna rip another. It's going $100. Anyway. So Marvel had a range for the longest time in general. Upper range, mid range. I'm sorry, I'm retarded. Upper range, mid range, lower range. Okay, we played this range for the most part, accumulated a position, dumped down because of Corona and because of somebody ended up. A lot of the analysts put the bid down over here anyway, and then coronavirus was the catalyst on that. But it kept on ranging. So these are the kind of scenarios where you want to go ahead and play the range play. If you go ahead and see these swings over here and you're able to see a range, you can play it that way if you're trying to do it. But you really want to avoid that. Like, look over here. All I see is I see the price compressing. I see all this cool stuff happening over here. This is going to go. And I'm so sad because this is great because this is options burn over here for calls. Maybe not that much, but definitely. Backseat. What was I showing you guys beforehand? Darn it. Yeah, completely forgot what I was saying. Let's go check the IPOs. I don't know why Booz Allen Hamilton is in here. Yeah, I think Marvel still has upside on the short term. In general, Marvel, I'm comparing Marvel with, like, Xilinx. And Xilinx is valued at $95 and pumped to 134 last year, a little bit higher than that. So if I think that it's going to be a good semiconductor company like this one, yeah, definitely. Which this is another one. Like, I'm surprised this is still up here. Let's look at ETFs. What other tickers? Oh, I was looking at a ticker for somebody. Penn. Probably another one that's been mooning. Jesus. Yeah, look at this. Look at these. Look at this Ichi stuff over here, guys. This right around the middle of August. At the beginning of September. Sketchy times, man. Sketchy times. Double topped out over here on this one on the weekly. It's gonna be hard for it to come back up. But the market's irrational, so nope, it's not irrational. Bearish, 68% bearish on Penn. This sucker will not last. Let's see if the flow's dated. Any flows that's dated? Nope. No dated flow for the week. They're just short-term gamblers for the week. Are they seriously all just gambling for the week? Yeah, I tend to completely ignore things when I don't see any kind of flow that matches any kind of TA. That's like makes no sense. Cause look, these guys are betting for the end of this. They're literally betting until the end of this month. So if you get caught in decay in any of these plays, like these guys are betting for end of the day today, but they were betting on Monday. So not much flow for Penn. So Penn's a pass for me, and I'm checking the weekly too. Penn can't go if Penn can get over about mid-July. Mid-July is another turning point for most of these things, and they're having earnings coming up too. No, that's another no-go. XBI, I think it's gonna keep going up. This is basically a bunch of tickers about biotech and all that stuff. I really just think it's gonna keep going up. This is actually a play that I gave my friend over here. I was like, yeah, man, you should go ahead and enter this one and just hang on to it. It's for September. It'll just keep going up. Bristol Myers I'm looking at for a bullish TK over here and a pop. I went ahead and followed flow for this one, so I'm wondering if there's actually is more. BMY. There is more flow. Look at this, man. They know something. I've been following this flow for a little bit. I should just go all in now. Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, these guys know something about BMY that I don't. They've been buying all week. Let me go back and show you. I bought like earlier this month on BMY. Like, when did I buy? Not that early, but what do the plays look like? Yeah, harder to tell when I spread it out. But overall, for this week, as far as price action is concerned, it's over all the major levels over here. About the bullish TK over here, closing up over here. What's this? Dividend payouts coming up. Oh, cool. Yeah, if this loses soft hard support over here and doesn't pump up, it's going to go down. Very sad. I should have got out over here. So a lot of these things are starting to pass through this gap over here on Ichi, where it's pretty much the danger zone over here. So once we can start getting off these, ramping off these clouds, I think that's where you're going to see a lot more of these gaps fill for these things. So I really think that you're going to start seeing these gaps move for a lot of these tickers. This is just an example. This is just 3 times share small cap thing. IQ's just ripping it. LGFA's slowing down. Piton continues to rip. Spice. So here's what I was telling people earlier. So it's been in a range. It's been in a range for quite some time now, and I think it's gonna have a range breakout. It's been a magnet on this major level over here in red, and order flow just keeps coming in back to back to back to dated. So with earnings coming up over here and them time to consolidate, I think whatever happens, I think it's gonna go ahead and pop up one way or the other. Let Tesla keep going. It'll definitely 100% react to Tesla sooner or later. Because all Elon can push out now is moon news. Here's the weekly structures that I also talked about. So a lot of these are reaching the weekly mid-B bands, and they were already rejected once in the beginning of June. So now we're in the beginning of July to where they're breaking down on these structures again, which is normal with most of these pumps that ended up happening over here. So we had the major extensions down here, so we're now having a push-up. So now what I'm concerned is that, hey, are we going to go do something like this, or are we going to go do something like this and then pop back up? So I'm really, really concerned as far as what's going to happen over here. If we can go ahead and pass mostly over these 20 SMAs and start changing the structure of these clouds on these weeklies, I will feel a lot better. Work, no comment. eBay, just mooning, dude. Those looters, they help the company go up. You got to sell stuff everywhere. The company just moons. You just buy it. This is one where I'd be like, okay, this one makes sense to do weekly options. The momentum's insane on this one. The price just keeps going pop, 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 pop up. So you can figure out a range. You can figure out pullbacks. Let me do it over here. See if this little fib tool works. eBay. In my favor, though. Yeah, just play like small pullbacks for little bigger gains. So you fib people this 1.168 at 57 without it actually breaking any kind of major structure, including Ichi, which I don't have on over here. Where's the weekly actually? Yeah, I mean, everything about it just keeps mooning. So this is one that I would say, hey, if you want to go play hourly time frames and try to do those swings and see if you're a swing trader extraordinaire, you can. But I don't advise doing things like that. It's just stupid risk, especially if you don't know what you're doing. I would say get a handle of what you're doing and then play those lottos. Even now, with like 2 years experience in this stuff, like I still don't feel comfortable like doing crazy shit like that. It's like, what? So for those who are curious, I started crypto. I did that for like 4 years. I still do it now. I did options in between there, so like started doing options about 2 years ago. Just kind of tossed myself into it. I heard when I initially started crypto, somebody had told me, yeah, man, I used to do options, but they were really hard. And I was like, what are options? And he didn't really explain them right, and he made them seem like really difficult. So I didn't even really pay any mind to it or whatever. So then finally, eventually, I was like, all right, crypto's really fun, but I want to expand my set into other things. So I started go ahead and getting into these weird things called options. I kind of just threw myself into there. I still remember my first play. It was like in GE, like down over here. Oh, wait. This is the daily. Yeah, GE was, where's this bounce? Yeah, I think it was like somewhere over here where I played the bounce on GE. It like bounced up, gapped up. In like 2 days, I was up like 150%. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what are these numbers? I'm like, why in the world did my whole entire thing just jump up 150% with this? I'm like, that's insane. I'm like, I thought this only happens in crypto, this scam. So I went ahead and exited, and then I played a short-term play, and I got wrecked completely. I'm like, oh, okay, so you can lose all your money. So my options expired worthless, and they went zero quick. So then I did the same thing again, and it pumped, but I didn't do any kind of timing on that one. So I didn't have the understanding of timing on it. So then I was like, fuck it, man. I'm like, I lost my money twice on GE altogether. I'm gonna leave it alone. So I didn't set any kind of alerts or anything like that. But GE ended up popping through over here, and it really ended up following my Ichi structure. So I figured out real quick, I was like, hey, Ichi structure matters way more in Legacy than it does in crypto, and it works out 100 million times better in Legacy. So when I started applying all the same things I know over here, I mean, that's when I started making money and being like, hey, patience does pay off if the structure's nice, but if it's not, then that's where you lose money. Like trying to hold like a play over here when it's going sideways in ugly fashion, ugh, you need time. EGQ, yes. Oh, yeah, I can, I keep forgetting to check everybody's tickers. AGQ. I think a lot of metals had a little bit of a poor reaction the other day, just in general. I don't know why, but they're not really losing up any kind of structure. Right over here, silver still looks good. In general, you want gold to go ahead and take off, because once gold takes off, then silver will take off. Right now, everything's looking good. A little bit sketchy over here, but I think it looks good. AGQ over here. What I'm noticing right off the bat is it's just kind of in this little zone over here. Volume's increasing, but nothing's really happening over here. So it just needs to make it through about mid August, and we'll see how, or mid July, and we'll see what the reaction is over here. But it did go ahead and fill this gap over here. Actually went ahead and exceeded the gap fill, and now it has one final tiny gap fill left up over here. And if I'm concerned more about channels, for me the channel's up over here at 43 over here. So if I go back to the weekly levels, that's one of the major levels I'm concerned about. It's based off of a bunch of things, but that's essentially the OTM target I'm considering on my end. I mean, there's so many things I can pull out. Just waiting for price to break out. Like, so for over here, so this is the opposite of what I was saying about the dump. So how SPY and SPX has like the structure over here, this has the exact opposite structure. So if this around the same time if everything ends up dumping around that period, this will start exploding through there and going through and pushing. So this is one of the things you want to focus on as well on the weekly, is these points over here that are getting thin on the cloud. They're getting thin on the cloud for a reason, because there's going to be more of a chance now for it to push through. You already have a weekly bullish TK over here, volumes rising up over here, so looks really nice to me, even if it's like a spot bag. Baba, he works his employees to death. This is going up. This is a fundamental approach. He makes employees work 10 hours a day. How efficient can your company be at 10 hours a day? Very, very, very efficient. Okay, Somebody's not working? Cool. I'll replace somebody else. That's his mindset, pretty much, is what I got the gist of. So, how much longer can it... The question is how much longer can it stay tapping this upper range? I would say another weekly candle, couple more... How many more candles? Yeah, I mean, structure's looking good. Looking like it's going to pop. Let's check order flow. And I just had a sandwich delivery. Okay. Baba flows for this week is 65% bullish. Let's go ahead and check dated plays. Who has a split? 8-in-1 split. Baba? I don't like splits. I don't like the noise sound of that because I don't know how any of these split stuff works, or I found out the hard way how reverse splits work. I wonder if I still remember the ticker. What's the ticker? Oh man, I got fucked on it hard. What's the ticker name? F cell. Is it F cell? No. I need to find this ticker. Ah, man, I can't find the ticker. I can't think of it. I had this ticker that I got screwed on because I didn't realize what a reverse split was. And then one day I was just like looking at my stuff and I'm like, yo, I'm missing like 20% of my portfolio. What's wrong? And I'm looking through my stuff and I'm like, why is there only 2 shares of this stock left? Or what happened to ever I had left? I'm like, that's pretty bad. I'm like, that's a lot of shares that just disappeared. And it was pretty insane. The price went from like a couple hundred a stock to like nothing a stock. I was like, what? Or I mean, it went from like, yeah, I don't know what happened. I really don't know. But it was a reverse stock split that happened, and it just lost me a good amount of money. So never again do I play things that have the potential of reverse stock splitting or anything. I think the most recent one was this one. CHK did some kind of scam. I don't know what this is, if this was a restructure wick or what the hell this was, but I think they had a reverse stock split. Oh, Baba does have a 8-in-1 split. So, Mad Hand, would you say that's a bullish event in your eyes, or would you say that's a bearish event? Technically, it's setting up not too badly. If it does lose the structure over here, there's a possibility of it coming back down here. But as of right now, visually, July 15th, shit. What's short-term order flow saying? Yeah, I would need a little bit more information on the 8-in-1 split. So now that he told me that, it's probably not the best thing to do. Who's here? Oh, HHT. Lance, I got you, dude. I keep forgetting to check that. I lost a monitor the other day. Ooh. Who's giving... HHT's giving out shit coins. Okay, stock shit coins. Not bad. I mean... Dang, volume push over here as well. Holding up structure over here. So this is one with a tight stop loss feature you could do. I like this. I never end up playing them, but... Long position. So like, I'd FOMO in, but then my stop loss feature would be probably somewhere around here. And it would be like a, oh wait. Oof. If we close under 25%. But as of right now, this looks really nice on the daily at the very least. It's a shitcoin for stocks, so I really don't know what it does or what the fundamental approach is on this one. But yeah, Lance, that's not a bad one. That's an interesting one. I'm actually going to go ahead and add that one into my watch list just to watch it, because I'm trying to get into other type of things. Because if I could play more spot plays, I can technically just sit in the coin. I don't have to worry about, hey, there's an expiration date. I'm going to possibly lose all my money. So, just looking for these Periscope friends. Yeah, I think my thing should be fine now. Wait, is it? Michael, is my thing okay? Oh, okay. Zom, PEI. Let's do Zom. Wait, is that my man? ZOM is another penny stock with tons of volume accumulating on the lower range. Why is there so much volume this year? Not liking the sell volume at the end. They announced a public offering 16 hours ago. Portnoy play. Okay. That's like playing John McAfee stuff, but I like the dump down over here, and then the volume over here coming through, but not really much going on here. I really don't know how to play these. There's a lot of fundamentals that go in on these. PEI. Ooh, represent. Let's go. I don't even know what this is, but I'm in. It says Pennsylvania. There's a gap up here. Why this dump? And what? Oh, is this? Did it dump? Is this the Corona dump, right? Looks like it was already heading down, but then it started getting bought back up. Why? I'd want to know if this is actually going to pump, but I mean, not bad. It looks really, really good over here. Pretty tight stop loss structure over here, right underneath. You could do $1.25 or even $1.15 if you wanted to, but I don't mind it. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up on some of my trades. I really appreciate everybody joining today. Let me just go do one last time frame checkup on this one. Looking good. Clouds opening up nicely. A little bit of a pullback. You probably won't see this one push today, but dang, what's this, a long weekend? Why is this jumping? We do have a long weekend, don't we? Market's closed tomorrow, isn't it? The market's closed tomorrow, isn't it? Somebody tell me. Oh, dude, that actually is a good... Yes, the market is closed tomorrow. Oh, man, okay. So send it to the moon, because if this makes it to July 6th... Why is it saying July 6th? What's that, Monday? Monday might seem a little bit red, but it's saying over here that, looks like Mondays should be fucking ripping. Yeah, always scary to hold calls over the weekend, but as far as I'm concerned, send this to the moon. Donald will not disappoint on July 4th. He's going to pump our bags, and we're all going to get rich. Thank you everybody for joining. I will be on tonight later on at 9 p.m. I'll do a little bit more crypto there. I'll actually even pop in on my opinions on crypto real quick. First, I would like to tell you guys, it hasn't fucking done shit. It's still in range, okay? It hasn't done anything. No one can beat my entries for a short, okay? That's my short entries. And until it breaks out of this range, it's not going to do anything. So right now it's on lower range on major support at 9K, which we flipped again, which we can't even break. 9K is not breaking. Once this 20 SMA breaks over here, it'll probably come back up to here. It'll probably come to 10K, and then everybody will be like, yo, it's time to long Bitcoin. Let's long Bitcoin. And then it's going to do something like this, and everybody's going to be like, oh, all right, let's go ahead and add back in, and it's going to probably... So it's probably going to come back to mid-range again once it pops over here. Mid-range over here would be like 95. So there's a possibility of a pump up to 999. Then it's going to be a possibility of a pullback to 9.5, and then another push up to 9.8. Still getting people hyped. Maybe even a wick to 10.3. Not 10.3. 10.250? 10.250 wick? Maybe at max. But what needs to break up here is 11.2. Like, without 11.2 breaking and you getting weekly structures breaking for 11.2, like, get the fuck out of here. You're having a curve on this area as well. Like, how much more of a double top over here? You know how much work we have to do over here on Bitcoin? Unless you can have Chad come through with like a big green candle, I don't see any kind of technical point on this one. So, the people who are telling you Bitcoin's going to the moon, well, one step at a time, bros. That's cool, it's going to the moon, but it was also going to the moon over here. It was also going to the moon over here. It was also going to the moon over here. And it was going to the moon over here. And it was guaranteed to go to the moon over here. Oh, fuck. It dumped. Now it's going to be guaranteed to break 20K. It's going to break 20K. It's going to break 20K. Yeah, okay. But that's my outlook on Bitcoin. PayPal, adding crypto. I think in general, any company that adds crypto to their thing like Overstock, they have the ability to do whatever they want with those finances. And crypto's still in an early stage where if we do pump in the market in general, I think if they have like a decent type of financial department that's able to play with the money properly, or at least do something with their money, I think probably be a good thing. At that point, I'd be curious, like, hey, are they hiring any kind of financial quant specialist, or what are they doing here after they've acquired this? So I don't know. I think it's good. I think in general, I'm pretty. I mean, I'm generally positive about things going into crypto. It's a certain way you should go about it, and then there's a certain way it's just like, damn it, it's scammy, and it's probably gonna fuck over consumers at the end of the day. Those are the kind of things I care about when it comes to like crypto. I've seen it happen so many times now with so many things. It's like, hey, just because you run a good show in the beginning doesn't mean I should go out and all over again and fucking trust you. Like a great example, just to give an example, is like you see all these exchanges popping up, and there's certain people that are shilling this stupid ass exchange, Femex. I don't know what it is. I've never heard of it in my life. I've never seen a single person I know or trust on crypto or anywhere use that exchange. Maybe it's for bigger players, but as far as I'm concerned, I haven't seen it pop up on any kind of volume metric on crypto. I haven't seen any kind of reputable person that I know use it. So how do I know it's going to last? How do I know it's going to that's going to be something I can tell people, hey, I'm using. I want you guys to use it too. Like, that's not something I would do. I would want to see a little bit more track record, a little bit more something. It's those are the kind of things with crypto that bother me. It's like I don't want people to lose their money later on. Like, if you want to be a community holder, then say you're an investor, not, hey, I'm a trader and I want to make some money on this one, or I want to promote this. Like, what's going on? But that's me. Yeah, Femex, like, what? It's not even spelled Femex. It's PH, like, Phlegmex, like, phlegm in the back of your throat. Like, spit that shit out. Like, Anyway, I'm going to keep going on and bitching about shit if I continue, because I'm hungry. So, thank you guys for joining. Catch me later on tonight. Retweet this, and